What is good, everyone? We're back here. We just dropped a new video. The ultimate 5-tool player in baseball. The 5-tool player is.
We're going to link that stuff up right here.
Yes. In baseball, the ultimate 5 tools are speed, fielding, arm strength, hit for contact, hit for power. We just dropped that video. Check it out. But today, what are we doing today, Manny?
Today we're going to drop another in the top 5 series here, but this time we're going to create the perfect pitcher based on 5 different pitches. 1, fastball. 2, changeup. 3, curveball. 4, slider. 5 is going to be a wild card. You can pick any one pitch, but it can't be any of the ones that I just named that a pitcher basically dominated with.
His bread and butter.
Word.
A pitching repertoire.
Could be a splitter, could be a knuckleball, could be a cutter, could be a slurve, any of those things.
All right, so to start things off, I want to pick a pitcher who's a good base to build off of, someone who has the perfect figure to take on this type of repertoire.
Perfect face.
I think he has a pretty good face.
Luscious lips.
Let's Noah Syndergaard. How do you feel in Noah?
I feel good. I was just gonna say luscious locks next, and that's perfect. Noah Syndergaard.
Is that him?
Yep, gotcha.
Is that Noah Syndergaard is luscious locks?
No, he just has a great head of hair.
I figure this is a good pitcher. Let's just real quick. He's 6'6".
He's 6'6". Throws with his right. He's ambidextrous.
He lifts.
I have a video coming up soon in which I'm going to compare the first 5 seasons in the careers of Justin Verlander and Noah Syndergaard, and you'll be surprised by what you find. Go ahead and do a baseball reference search.
How do we feel about this?
That's perfect.
Frame.
I feel like that should be easy to match.
Here we go. Remove the background in Pick Monkey. Shout out to the monkey of picks. Noah Syndergaard.
Look at that.
Large and in charge. All right. So I think in the order that you mentioned it, fastball. May I?
Go ahead.
Guys, I thought long and hard about this. Obviously, Nolan Ryan came to mind. Jordan Hicks came to mind. But I gotta give this guy his due diligence.
Oh God, we're gonna pick the same guy. Go ahead.
I gotta give it to the guy that brought the fastball back, is how I like to look at it.
Okay.
I feel like everyone was hovering around them split fingers and whatnot. Aroldis Chapman.
That's who I picked too, man.
Are you serious?
I swear to God.
I had to go Aroldis Chapman because it's like he's just been reign supreme in the fastball community, in the world, in the league.
They have a filter designated for Aroldis Chapman on MLB.com. If you want to search for pitch speeds, there's a Aroldis Chapman filter because Jordan Hicks is probably up there now. But for a while there, if you search for the fastest pitches, Aroldis Chapman had like the top 25 slots there. So that's how dominant he's been. He throws as hard as 105. I think there's a video of him. Yeah, and stays around 100.
Now, I feel like I remember closers before Chapman. I remember Zumaya comes to mind. Yeah. Was like 100 mile per hour. But I feel like Aroldis Chapman ushered in this new age triple digit era that we're living in right now. Where you got guys like Kopech and Nate Pearson throwing 100 with ease. But still, it's not just about his velocity, it's the delivery. I feel like he cuts off like 9 feet. Yeah. In the from the mound. Yeah. So I want to go Chapman, and it's from the left-handed side, which I think does make a difference. Yeah. Anything you want to add to that?
Lately, he's been shying away from his fastball. He's throwing a lot more breaking balls, and you see that he struggles more with it. So you know, his fastball's dominant. It could be what Mariano's cutter was for Mariano. Just fastball nonstop, and he could dominate you with that.
I like the foreshadowing there.
Foreshadowing?
You know what I said. Aroldis Chapman. Can you believe we agreed?
I can't believe this, man. So we're starting off with a tie. I just want to remind everyone that I won. If this was a game, I won the first game.
This is the tie. Oh, because of the first video. Yes, the first. I'm trying to speak into the mic. Here we go.
Look at that sweaty beast of a man there.
I'm gonna have to flip these legs. Yeah, word. Sweat not included.
Has there been a pitcher in baseball history that sweats so much like Aroldis Chapman?
I have to go back to the time where pitchers were doing like acid and coke, because I feel like his sweat is because of said drugs.
Gotcha.
Aroldis Chapman's feet.
There they are.
Okay. Next pitch.
I don't want you to see my list, man.
Sorry.
Man. Jesus.
Changeup.
Christ. Now we know what kind of student you were.
Changeup. Set the tone, man. Set the tone.
I deliberated this for a long time, man, and I surfed my brain for a while there, and I it was between Mike Mussina, Pedro Martinez, guys like that, and at the end of the day, I ended up settling with Tom Glavine.
Tom Glavine.
Tomas Glavine, as he's often referred to as. Tom Glavine had a circle change.
Okay.
That had insane movement, and just it was impossible to hit. And we're gonna show a highlight because I feel like this needs to be seen to, in order for you to understand why I picked Tom Glavine. But I feel good about Tom Glavine, Hall of Famer, 300 plus wins in his career. Tom Glavine for me.
I'm gonna take this opportunity to say that originally when I was thinking about this list, Max Scherzer came up like 3 times for me. And I don't want to jump ahead, but I'm decided I'm gonna leave him off the list. So I'm not gonna, no spoilers, but I wanted to pick him for his fastball, slider, changeup, all the good stuff. But I can't sit here today, Manny, and not be real to the baseball fan inside. And that baseball fan can't deny Pedro Martinez.
Oh, wow.
Pedro, the little unit.
God, man. Pedro the Great.
And I was going to go with Trevor Hoffman, who made his career off of a changeup. Honestly, that he probably does take the cake for the ultimate changeup, but Pedro Martinez, his repertoire with that changeup, I think completed it. So that's my guy. Let's look at some highlights.
He's hitting you with a high 70s, low 80s changeup. My goodness, was that a curveball? What was that?
No, these are all changeups.
These are all changeups. Yeah. Pedro used to touch mid 90s on his fastball, so that's a big difference there.
I think I've seen him throw like 99.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was always consistent in those mid 90s. Yeah, I think we've seen enough. I don't know how we can decide this.
So I think that based on Pedro's dominance, you kind of have to give it to Pedro Martinez. In terms of nastiness, but that's not what we're really deciding. It's not who's nastier.
Yeah. And that one Tom Glavine changeup was nastier than the ones I've seen so far.
Yeah.
So
I'm giving it to Pedro Martinez.
I was just about to give it to Tom Glavine.
I'm giving it to Pedro Martinez.
You sure?
Yeah, man. Look at his career speaks for himself, man. I mean,
so does Tom Glavine too.
Yeah, but Tom Glavine played on better teams.
If we can't decide, should we just give it to the Hoffman?
Damn, no, we can't do that.
You can't, right?
No, that's cheap. What do you guys think? While you're watching there, leave us a comment. Who has a better
honestly, we can't decide. Yesterday, we couldn't decide and decided to split up the thighs. We're at the thighs. Should we just...
Let's do it again. Put her there.
Here we go. I'll get some Pedro thighs going here.
Alrighty then. Give me one thigh.
Thank God they take all the same pictures of pitchers. Tongue twister. Pedro Martinez's thigh for the changeup.
Ooh, like a glove.
Wow.
Like a glove.
This is like snapping in place, but I kind of don't.
That's a big thigh, man.
Yeah.
I think you're good.
All right. We'll leave it like that for now.
I think you're good there. And I will go ahead and fetch us Thomas Glavine's thigh. I was literally going to search Tom Glavine's thigh.
I was about to do the same thing with Pedro, too. Game, set, match. Good job, Manny.
Thank you.
He's throwing a changeup. So this picture goes beyond the grave, man. This picture is legit. All right, so far we got Aroldis Chapman's fastball.
Yes.
Tom Glavine and Pedro's changeups.
Yes.
Both circle changes.
Yes, sir.
So it's compatible genetically. Like these legs will not go against the host with this leg transplant.
Continue.
Slider, curveball. I'll let you choose.
Let's go curveball, man.
Let's go curveball.
All right.
Once again, I had to really split hairs here. But I'm going to go with with the guy that just keeps coming back.
Okay.
And this guy could easily go down as one of the all-time greats. And he's still playing today. Can you believe that?
Max Scherzer.
Clayton Kershaw.
Clayton Kershaw. Jesus, I didn't even consider that he does have a nasty.
He has an incredibly nasty curveball. Till this day, he still throws it in there to get ahead in a count. Wow. You don't see that too often. I think there was a highlight as of last year when Juan Soto saw Clayton Kershaw's curveball. He was like giggling about it in the dugout. I could be wrong. It could have been somebody else, but it was a younger player, and it was last year. I'll let you give your take on who you think has the nastiest curveball, and I'll tell you the other pitchers that I was considered. We might have to do a by decades.
Wow.
Yeah.
Here's another curveball. Look at that. So I went with, believe it or not, a New York Met. They call him Dr. K. His name is Dwight Gooden. Ladies and gentlemen, Light Gooden. What is going on here? Dwight Gooden had a fastball in the high 90s and one of the nastiest curveballs that you'll ever see. I'll just let you see for yourself because, why talk about it when we could just,
I can't wait to see this. I haven't seen a Dwight Gooden highlight in a very long time.
Let's have a look here. Are you okay, man? You think you're gonna be fine? Let's just one more look here.
That was the
see the overlay.
Yeah, that's the overlay. That's disgusting, man. Honestly, this video is so much harder than this video is so much harder than the 5-tool player because even though it wasn't about stats helped us move the conversation forward. In this case, I wish there was a way, and there probably is, and I'm not gonna look for it because we're not gonna spend time here going back and forth. But if there was a tracking of the swing and miss rate for each per pitcher per pitch, would be a good way to decide this. We're not gonna look at it. I think we can both come to a conclusion
and agree that
we gotta split these guys up again.
Seriously?
No. Oh, you know what? If there was a way that we could foresee to the future, the guy that I'm choosing for the slider, I'm pretty sure it's the nastiest slider, I think.
I feel the same way about my guy.
So I was going to say I'll give you this and you give me the slider, but
again, Clayton Kershaw's at the same time.
He's not known for his curveball.
Who? Clayton Kershaw?
I feel like Kershaw's curveball it's always been a nasty curveball.
Yeah.
But he's still effectively dropping it in there today. So to me, it's like he doesn't come to mind when you think curveball. Yet it's still effective.
Right.
And I'll be honest, Dwight Gooden, I don't know too much about his curveball, like him being a curveball pitcher either. The guys that I was gonna go with, Barry Zito was gonna be.
I thought of his 12-6. Sandy Koufax has a similar curveball.
Sandy Koufax curveball is disgusting, and a guy that I feel like also doesn't get mentioned a lot for his curveball is Nolan Ryan.
That's true.
And the guy was throwing 100. He had a power curve. A 12-6 curve. So I don't know how much power that can be. But man, take it.
And both pitchers, Dwight Gooden and Clayton Kershaw, were dominant. Dwight Gooden's career, shortened because of drug use and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Clayton Kershaw still performing. So I'm almost leaning Kershaw with this one.
Are you sure?
I'm sure, man. Sometimes you gotta just take that win.
So does Kershaw get the arms or the body?
So we're up to the body.
Okay.
So why don't we do body here?
Thanks, man. This means a lot.
That's what I do, man. Can't go wrong with Clayton Kershaw, man.
Nope.
I'm not mad about that loss.
All right. Clayton Kershaw's body.
There it is.
And sorry, but for all you people who...
It is what it is.
Armored. He's matching. Fuck it.
This guy. All right, so we're moving on to slider now.
Slider.
So I went with this pitcher because I saw him pitch for a very long time. Probably one of the most dominating pitchers I've ever seen in my entire life. Are we going in the same direction here?
I was where you were, but I can't. My eyes don't I can't convince my eyes that he has a nastier slider than the guy I'm thinking about.
So this guy, and I think it was more his body type and his most dominant pitch, the fastball, made this pitch look so much more intimidating. And I'm talking about Randy Johnson.
And just because we came to the Kershaw conclusion. You know what? I will lean more towards the all-time great Randy Johnson. But the guy that I think has the nastiest slider that I've ever seen is Chris Sale.
Chris Sale.
Ugh. Chris Sale.
Homer. Now I know why you're not wearing the Red Sox hat for this episode. I understand.
Right, because I did pick Pedro, but I want Randy Johnson. He is the.
Well, why don't we look at video, man?
Well, that's the thing, that Chris Sale's gonna just melt the. He's gonna just melt the PC screen with this pitch.
Okay, well, listen, I'll be impartial. I swear to you, I'll be impartial. If Chris Sale's slider blows me away over Randy Johnson's, I'll lean Chris Sale.
But the problem is that I feel like because baseball has become, even though it's not as vibrant as it used to be in terms of like fan attendance and everything, they have focused on certain things that have made the game more entertaining, like overlay pitches. Now we have like the perfect camera angles, exit velocity, slow motion, so it's if Randy Johnson played in today's era, he might have had the video footage that we're about to embark on. So
and it just dips away at the end there.
I think his delivery is so funky too. Chris Sale, come back to us, man.
Wow.
Come back. And you know what else about Chris Sale too? And
my God,
I do want to go with Randy Johnson. By the way, after watching this isn't as incredibly convincing as I had planned compared to Randy Johnson. But I also want to say too that I remember 2018, Chris Sale started the season and his exit velocity was in like the low 90s, high 80s. Like exit velocity. His velocity was really diminished at the start of 2018. You wrote about it.
I did.
We spoke about it. And then his first start against the Orioles on it was still cold. Like the spring was still cold. He just got by with throwing like 85 mile per hour sliders. Yep. That's and fastballs. Like he was locating fastballs, but that's what, to me, I always like this guy is Randy Johnson. Put it that way.
He pretty much is. Yeah, you're right.
And I think he holds the record for Ks per season. He's on pace. He's the youngest player to reach all these pitching milestones, or in fewer games, something like that. Chris Sale, man, but gotta go with Johnson.
I think the only thing working against Chris Sale is his body type, man. He's too lanky. Like, it looks like his arm is gonna come off of his body.
Yeah, but to me, this is the modern day Randy Johnson. Yeah. So it's funny that we.
All right, so who we taking, man?
Randy.
All right, Randy.
Let's go Randy. So far, we have lefty Randy.
Oh yeah,
lefty Glavine. Lefty Chapman. Damn, lefties. We should have done an all-time lefties.
Lefties, all-time righties.
Randy Johnson from the right side, folks. That arm looks like it's part of the Noah Syndergaard picture.
Thank you, man.
He's throwing a fastball, though. Lies. The continuity issues here. There we go. Man, I feel like we got to go back and redo that Kershaw body, but we just going to leave it.
We're going to leave it, man.
All right. Wild card.
Are we up to the wild card?
We're up to the wild card.
Okay.
Now, I think.
Who did I pick? I remember what I picked.
Okay. Would you like to go first? Or you want me to go first?
I might shock you with this one because, as you all know, I'm a Yankees fan. And probably the single greatest closer of all time dominated on a single pitch, which is the cutter. But I didn't pick Mariano Rivera. That's right, I didn't pick Mariano Rivera. And it's not because I don't respect the pitch. I think it's an amazing pitch. It broke a lot of bats, so on and so forth. But I'm always fascinated with the knuckleball. Just like who figured out how to throw a knuckleball and that the seams don't spin and that where the pitch is going to end up is unpredictable. So I had to go with the knuckleball pitcher. And in my opinion, the greatest knuckleball pitcher of all time is Tim Wakefield. So I went with Tim Wakefield's knuckleball.
Wow.
I did, man.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I wanted to pick Mariano. Kudos, by the way, man.
Thank you.
Thank you for putting your emotions and hatred.
I'm picking Tim Wakefield as a member of the Pirates. No, I'm just kidding. Tim Wakefield. Tim Wakefield.
I went with Mariano, but I had a second choice in mind in case you decided to go Mariano. So I think the cutter's the best pitch that a pitcher could throw.
Yeah.
But I was also gonna go with a Greg Maddux two-seamer.
Yeah.
That I've seen enough highlights of that two-seamer where I don't know, man. It has just as much movement as any other pitch. Listen, man. Just because the fact that the 4 pitches we named before and throw a knuckleball on top of that is just unrealistic.
You could change your wild card if you want to pick Greg Maddux. This is clearly the winner right here.
Well, the video wins, but we all know what that knuckleball was.
Okay.
So I don't want to keep arguing for Tim Wakefield because I'm a Red Sox fan. I don't want Manny to think that I'm just arguing in that sense. So I will leave it up to you, man.
Wow. Way to pass the buck. First, let me ask you, are you willing to change your player from Mariano to Greg Maddux? From Mariano's cutter to Greg Maddux's two-seamer. Here's a second question. Do we consider a two-seam fastball just in the fastball category, or do we consider it a wild card, a pitch of its own?
Well, the thing is that sliders are considered fastballs.
Mm-hmm.
So
we can consider this a wild card pitch?
Yeah.
Two-seamer? Okay, so now the second question is, do you feel comfortable enough changing your pick?
Oh, yeah. If I couldn't decide between the cutter or the two-seamer, I went with the cutter because you didn't pick Mariano, which is why I kind of feel like...
So let's give it to Greg Maddux. I feel like he deserves it.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, man. Let's give it to him. Oh, you're waiting for me to search?
No. Just wanted to...
Just bask in that.
Want to say that I appreciate you.
You know, as the elder in this group, I felt like I need to take, sometimes you got to just take the L, and I'm willing to do that.
I'm glad we went with Greg Maddux.
You're welcome.
And I don't even like two-seamers. And that's all I throw when I pitch, but I don't like two-seamers.
Is it because you throw it?
I should be more specific. I don't like two-seamers in MLB The Show. I think the pitch is useless. I think the cutter is the best pitch in MLB The Show.
Would we be desecrating the greatest pitcher of all time by leaving Noah Syndergaard's locks in the picture?
Leave it.
Leave it? Okay. He has a mullet now. He looks like the Tiger King.
There you have it, folks.
There it is.
The greatest pitcher of all time with Noah Syndergaard's locks and his crotch.
So we went, what was it again, top to bottom? It was...
Aroldis Chapman fastball.
Aroldis Chapman
agreed
fastball.
upon. Pedro Martinez's thigh for a changeup, and...
who did I pick again? Tom Glavine's.
Tom Glavine for the other thigh. We couldn't decide what changeup. And they're both circle changed.
We went Clayton Kershaw's curveball.
Randy
Johnson's slider.
Nasty.
And last but not least,
wild card.
Greg Maddux's two-seam fastball.
Yes.
I think you build a pitcher like this, and he'll break Cy Young's record. Or no.
Well, Manny.
Good episode, man. But we'll let them decide by leaving us a thumbs up and commenting on the video. And make sure you subscribe to our video. Follow me at MannyGo3 on Instagram and Twitter. Follow him at HovaMojo on Twitter. Follow the show at WT The Show. Thanks for watching. Peace.